Good morning, everyone. This is like my 80th attempt at actually opening up this video, beginning this video, because I just kept on porky pigging it all the way through. So let me take a sip of coffee here and open it up first. We'll get started. That was delicious. All right, so Moody's credit downgrade, it got released just as I wrapped my video on Friday, posted it up there, and somebody's like, the market just dumped in the after hours. So I looked and I was like, well, it's not down a whole lot. So then I look and see what's going on, find out about the credit downgrade. And I was like, well, that was bad timing, but still there's tons of opportunity in the market. There always is, up or down, you name it. We'll ride those waves. You guys can check out how by using the link down in the description for the Discord. I'll tell you more about that later and how I use it either direction in the market to build alpha in my portfolio so I can use it to invest in the stocks that I like best. Without further ado, let's get into the charts on this thing. So the first chart that I have for you, QQQ. Now, mind you, we don't know if this is just going to be a small dip in futures or if it's going to be a longer sustained sell down. But if it is, there is this gap that needs to be filled that we just leapt on Monday, May 12th, from the Friday that closed before on the 9th up to the 12th. We left this gap in here, this free space, this empty area, and being able to float around in here, not great. The market tends to fill gaps, and I said, I don't see how that happens, but maybe it'll happen. Let me take down the technicals for a moment. There we go. That leaves us room down to the 200-day. If we come down there, that would be a perfect, just absolutely gorgeous gap fill in a moment to turn things around. I don't know if we get a sustained sell if we end up in that area, but I can tell you that if we do, that's an area that I'm going to be looking for, a place where I'm going to be looking for around 491, 492. We'll see how that changes over time. We already have the 20 over the 50. That's a bullish cross. We have the 20 about to cross the 200. That's incredible. 50 over the 200 is even better. Seeing the price come down and actually retest the 200-day as it has not tested the 200-day for support, that's good information for us. So if we come down to the 200-day and support holds, that's great. Rally on. If we come down to the 200-day and support fails, turns into resistance for us, that's also good feedback. And as long as we look at it rather than market up, market down, look at it in terms of good feedback for confirmation for the direction that we're looking for, that's tradable, my friends. I like to use options for that, call options, put options, you name it. And not being able to figure out that direction or being able to anticipate that direction helps set up those trades. So right now, we'll see what we get from this most recent peak that we had. I went very light into the weekend with my trades, had pretty much nothing open besides a Bitcoin call. And I'll talk about Bitcoin in this video and show you really cool. We actually hit to the dollar my price target that I had on that. I'll show you that as we get to it. So the 200-day, be on the lookout for that. SPY, same thing. We left this gap in here to fill in. If I put up the technicals for a moment, you can see that. And we might get down there. And if we do, I think that would be incredible. Now, mind you, we also have this previous peak, which is where we actually dropped down to on Monday, May 12th. So this one goes all the way back to March 25th and 26th. But a gap fill, a retest of the 200-day would be even better. That happens to be around 571, 572 right now. We'll see as the days go on what we get if we sell out down throughout the week or if we just get a little bit of a hiccup and then we start moving on. If we do go back to the upside instead, if this does turn out to be a hiccup, well, the number to beat in the Qs, QQQ, is 521. Get on top of that. 522 is an even better number to say. We'll round up on that one. For SPY, what do we need to get on top of? We actually didn't get up to this resistance of 596.72. So if this is a hiccup, well, we actually need to get on top of two numbers. One is 588.72. We got to get back up on top of that. The next one up above, that's about 597. So if it's a hiccup, those are the numbers to look out for. If instead we drop down, then the number that we're looking for here for SPY is about 572. If we go over to IWM, stayed below the 200 days so far, still have a gap to fill down to about 202, 201, we'll call it 202. For this one, we might fill that gap. We have the 20 and the 50 days there to catch us. We have not retested support in the 20-day until you go all the way back to the 23rd of April. So a reversion to the mean. If we put up the Bollinger Bands here just for a quick moment, this is the 20-period moving average. A reversion to the mean and finding it as support is a nice place for a launching point for a further rally from there. This is a week that's otherwise light on news. Yeah, we could have it. NVIDIA taking it on the chin with this one, with the rest of the stocks, not necessarily company specific, but more broader market. Once again, retested the 200-day. Wouldn't be a bad thing for us. Tesla, I left the technicals up here for you because if we do happen to sell down below 336, which has been support for us so far, if we get a broader market sell, watch 314 to 317. Bitcoin, here's the really cool thing. Now, mind you, what's not cool is I kept open a call option position because I anticipated this green candle coming for us. What I did not anticipate was this red candle, but the red candle actually has the important information to it, because the high price for this red candle for today is 107,115, as we show this here for Bitcoin, for the Bitcoin chart. And if I put this back up here for you, this price target that I have, and you can go back and watch Friday's video, 107,115 is that high price that we hit. So we actually did hit my price target from this inverse head and shoulders pattern that I talked about on the hourly chart on Friday. I had it posted over at the Discord. I said absolutely necessary that we break, that we regain support here, that we break that resistance. We did. We came back, we retested, and then rally on up until, what hour did we hit that? Sunday at 8 p.m. is when we actually hit that 107,115 number to the dollar, mind you. So that was pretty cool to watch that happen. And once again, that engulfing candle that we're seeing on the daily chart, not so nice to us so far. So we want to watch for that. So far, we have the 13 EMA as support for us. We want to see it continue to hold out as support. Engulfing candle, not great. We want to watch for volume confirmation, because if so, that means we could sell down further from there. Then we want to be watching that 100K number, and then below that, we want to be watching for about 97,000. So the low 97,000 range is what we're looking for. XRP also selling down a little bit, selling down to its 50 EMA, looking for that for support, which actually we have a historical support there as well. So a hold here would be very good for us. In order to remain bullish, the RSI resetting all the way back to 50. So staying up above 50 on a momentum basis is also important for us. Bitcoin's momentum, by the way, I should comment on it, still in the bullish territory, but it is declining with that massive red candle, that massive pepper there, if you will. SUI progress, what we got for this is that we're actually selling down below the 20-day currently on SUI, that SUI token that's on here. And if we put up the EMAs and take down the SMAs for a moment, we actually sold down below the 5 to 13. Got to watch for that retest of the 50 if we're going to stay down here. The RSI is still in bullish territory. We want to watch for that to cross over 50. Now, guys, I mentioned that Bitcoin inverse head and shoulders that I called out. So if you're tracking the crypto market itself, you're trading directly in the crypto market, you didn't have to wait until today and sweat that weekend risk. You could have seen my call on Friday that put that out there saying, you know, hey, this could happen for us. We could watch for that price appreciation. So far, we got it. Hopefully, what we're seeing is just a quick shakeout, quick drawdown for us. But I'm guessing that there's probably U.S. Treasuries backing some of that Bitcoin support that we're seeing, and that the risk territory that we find ourselves in is a little bit of what's causing a little bit of the sell-off happening in Bitcoin. Now, mind you, it's not tied to futures. It actually happened, that drop happened about 2 hours after futures. So I'm guessing it's other news that happened with Bitcoin in order to cause that to happen. So I'm going to keep on updating that throughout the day over at the Discord. You guys can find the link down in the description. If you sign up for the earner tier, I should say when you sign up for that earner tier, you can check out all the products and services that we have when you sign up. It's pretty much endless as to the value that Discord can add for you, whether you're chasing financial freedom or looking for alpha in your portfolio. There's the bread bot, which can tell you when those big moves are happening to the upside, to the downside. There's options that you can use to trade those. You can see me and the other panel experts using a lot of options. Stock Moe over there as well, who uses options very, very often for the trading that he does. He even includes some live trading over there as well. And so you can see our technicals, you can see our buys and sells. Like I said, the bread bots over there, AI tools, advanced charting tools. And I could just keep on going on because the list goes on. There's a community of thousands of members already, and it's the best community I've ever been a part of. You guys can be part of it too. As a matter of fact, there's a coupon code right now, Dr. DOCTOR. You get your first month for 50% off, so you can try it out at under $1 a day. See what you think of it, and I'm sure that you're going to like what you find, and I wouldn't be surprised to see you sticking around a little while longer. If you guys want to learn how to trade options, if you guys want to learn how to do technical analysis, learn how to use the bread recipe trading strategy that I use, that Stock Moe developed that he also uses, and I'll tell you what, it's the best that I've ever found and probably the easiest trading strategy that I've ever set up in my life. And it's so successful so much of the time. There's coursework for that through Stock Moe Academy. You can use the same code word Dr. DOCTOR. That's going to save you a ton of cash when you sign up for those courses. And if you bundle those courses together, that's going to save you even more. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you next video.